Sometimes using the measure names and measure values is a quick way of summarizing the entire data set. So measure names has a list of all of these measures. Okay, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 measures. So this measure names dimension has those 7 values. Okay. So if you use that and bring in the measure values, then you will be able to create a quick and easy way of summarizing that data. So you put measure names in columns, all right. Measure names in rows. Okay. Now order date in columns, right? So now if you bring in measure values, which is right there. Okay. So you bring that into the visualization. So now all of the measures are now listed here. Okay. So for each of them, including the number of records, okay, so you get a table for all the measures. Okay. And if you don't, like the default aggregation is sum. If you want a different one, then you have to go and change it. Yeah, change it to something else that you want. So this is a quick way of preparing a table, summary table of all the measures. Okay. And we can also use the measure names feature to create visualizations when the data is not properly formatted. So remember we talked about pivoting, unpivoting. So now let's see. Close this. Now let's connect to unit plan table. Okay. All right. So now you see that this file has 5 products, right? And then we have January through December. All right. Some value. Okay. Now, for us to visualize this, we have to unpivot this, right? We can do this very easily. We've done this before. Okay. But suppose if you just want to use it as it is and prepare a visualization, the measures, okay, so the measure value and measure name give you a quick option. So if you drop measure names there, you do measure values in rows. Okay. So now, okay, let's say we want a line graph. So we have for each each measure, you have a mark. And if you bring in the product name into color, then you will have one line for each product. Okay. And so each measure is used as one mark in the line. Okay. And there is only one problem, and that is when you use this method, all the measures are brought into the visualization. Okay. So that means it not only has the sales values, but it also has number of records. Okay, so that's what that is. Everything is going down there. So you need to remove the number of records. So you remove that. Then you have just the sales values. So let's do one last thing. And for this, we need to connect to unit plan DB. So now we have forecast. Okay, so month, year, product code, product name, and forecast. And then we have price. Okay, let's bring that, and that has product code as well, so the join occurs automatically, and you have the cost and the price. Okay. Now suppose we want to chart, we want to prepare a visualization with so we have the forecast and we want to compute the profit, right? Revenue, cost, and profit. All right. So we create sales dollars, right? So what is sales dollars? So we have unit forecast times price. So unit forecast times price. So that will give you sales. Then we do another one, which is cost. Let's call it total cost. Okay. So that will be again unit forecast times cost. And then we'll do one last profit. Profit will be what? Sales dollars minus total cost. So now we bring in month, year. Okay, change that to month. All right. So then we'll have measure values, measure names. Values. Okay. And measure names to color. So, and measure names filter, let's filter out the ones that we don't want. So show filter, what we want are profit, sales, and cost. So those are the only three things we want. We can change the format for the months, right? So full name, abbreviation, numeric. So let's say abbreviation. All right. And alignment. Let's say we want like that. Okay. Suppose we want labels. Right. We don't want all the labels, so you want only the line ends. So that means you will have here and over there. Okay. But we can also say most recent. Most recent will give you only that. Okay. All right, so just one more thing, one last thing, 1 minute, okay? Suppose we have month here, so let's make month here, and then we bring in the sales, total cost, and profit, like that. So if you have three different line graphs like this, you can combine them into one by simply moving like that. So move up. Yeah. Then move that up, and you get all the three lines in the same graph. Okay? So that's like bringing in measure values and then selecting the three values that you want. We still have to go back and fix that problem with the sets, which I will do first thing on Thursday, and then we will move on to chapter 4. In chapter 4, we'll be looking at what is called parameters, and with parameters, we can give users a level of interactivity with the visualizations. We'll see that next time. All right. Thank you for giving me 2 extra minutes.